Have you ever seen yourself in someone's eyes? Have you ever felt that someone understands your silence? This is a story of two hearts connected by fate, flowing through the seas of pain and floating in the rivers of love. Sara was always a serious girl. Her life was often missing laughter in the spring of happiness. She often stayed alone in her own world and shared her heart's secrets with very few. Inside her was a deep pain she could never express in words. Every evening, she climbed to the rooftop of her small apartment and watched the city lights. She wished someone could understand her silence, get lost in her thoughts, and speak the language of her heart. One day, while sitting at her favorite small cafe as usual, a young man arrived. His name was Arif. He was fond of poetry and tried to express his life's emotions through words. At first glance, Arif recognized the sadness in Sara's eyes. He felt the stories hidden in her silence and the pain behind her lips. Arif gathered courage and said, "Do you ever feel like only you can understand your life story?" Sara gave a shy smile and said, "Maybe, yeah, but sometimes it's nice to have someone to listen." Arif replied, "I want to listen if you want to share." That day marked the beginning of their story. Day by day, Sara slowly started telling Arif about her life, her sorrows, fears, and dreams. Arif also gave Sara his poetry book that carried the tale of his heart's feelings, his pain and joys. Their meetings became a daily habit, and a gentle bond of love started growing between them. But every story holds secrets. Sara had one that troubled her deeply, an event that had changed her life and which she was unwilling to share with anyone. Arif noticed Sara sometimes became sad, and fear reflected in her eyes. He wanted to know but respected her wishes. One evening, as soft rain fell, both were standing on the rooftop holding cups of tea. Sara gathered courage and revealed her secret to Arif. "Arif, I want to tell you everything, but I'm afraid you might leave me." Arif held her hand and said, "Whatever happens, I am with you. You have nothing to fear." Sara tried to hide her tears and said, "I have seen a lot of pain in my life, but with you I see hope." Their bond grew stronger. They shared each other's pain and became the source of happiness. They realized love is not just joy, but sharing each other's sorrows too. Life's path was not always easy. They faced challenges, sometimes fought, and then made up. Sara's past memories, her secret, and Arif's own troubles sometimes built walls between them. But their love grew stronger with every trial. They became each other's light support in difficult times. One day, as sunlight fell on the rooftop, Arif said to Sara, "Let's write new pages of our story. Leaving everything behind, let's start a new life." Sara smiled and replied, "I'm ready. With you, every challenge feels easy." They held each other's hands and stepped onto new paths in life. This story isn't over yet. It has just begun, of love, hope, and living for each other. Arif and Sara's relationship was growing deeper each day. But Sara still feared one truth. She knew that the moment would come when she'd have to reveal what she had buried in her heart for years. One night, under a clouded sky and an unusually silent city, Sara felt restless. She knew the time had come. She called Arif. "Can you spare some time? I need to talk to you about something important." Arif replied instantly, "You know how much your voice matters to me. I'm coming." Soon they met at the same cafe where they first met. Same table, same aroma, but tonight the air was heavier. Sara took a deep breath and began. Arif, what I'm about to tell you is the hardest truth of my life. Arif silently held her hand and looked into her eyes. Sara continued. 5 years ago, I was in a relationship. His name was Rehan. I loved him deeply. We were planning to marry. But one night, everything changed. Her voice trembled. Tears welled up in her eyes. Rehan died in an accident, and I was blamed. His mother called me cursed. My relatives turned away. I was left completely alone. Arif didn't ask anything. He only held her hand tighter. Sara lowered her gaze and said, I was scared that maybe you'd leave too, Arif whispered. Sara, what you went through was nothing less than a war. You survived, and I am here with you. That one sentence lifted years of burden from Sara's heart. After years, someone had listened to her pain without judging her. Sara started feeling lighter. She had opened up her heart to Arif, and the weight that had been crushing her was now shared. Arif also shared his past. My mother left us when I was a child. My father was a harsh man. I never knew what love felt like. Poetry became my refuge. Sara looked at him in surprise. So, you were lonely too? Arif smiled. Yes. Maybe that's why we understand each other. Now they had become each other's shadows. When Sara felt down, Arif would bring her favorite tea. When Arif felt troubled, Sara's words calmed him. Love was no longer just a word. It had become action, a presence in each other's lives. One day, Sara's old friend Nita came to meet her. Sara, you really look happy, but did you tell Arif everything? Sara nodded. Nita sighed slightly. Just hope your relationship stays strong. The world isn't always kind. After this visit, fear crept back into Sara's heart. Would the world ever accept their bond? That evening, while walking together, Arif asked, You're quiet again. What's bothering you? Sara paused and whispered, Sometimes I feel like our happiness threatens others. Arif replied, Love tests us, but those who are true should stay. Arif decided to stand up for Sara, openly, proudly. He wrote a poem that went viral on social media.
You are the light
that I found in darkness. You are the prayer that was answered without asking. With the poem he wrote, I lost a lot in life, but when I found Sara, it felt like I found everything. Thousands loved the poem. The comments overflowed with love, empathy, and prayers. Tears of joy welled in Sara's eyes. Arif, today you earned not just my trust, one, but the world's. Arif smiled. This is just the beginning. The real journey of our story has yet to begin. Arif and Sara were entering a new chapter in their lives. Their love story had grown to a new level, but even now a huge trial awaited them. For some days, Arif had been feeling unwell. He was always tired, and Sara too felt uneasy. She took care of him, gave him his medicines, and ensured he rested. One day, Arif said to Sara, I need to talk to you. Sara's heart skipped a beat. She knew this would be important. What's wrong? She asked, her voice filled with concern. Arif sighed deeply. I have an illness. Sara, I didn't want to tell you because I didn't want to hurt you. The doctor says I only have a few months. Sara dropped her spoon. Fear and disbelief filled her eyes. What do you mean, Arif? Arif smiled softly at her. I didn't want to hide anything from you. Sara, you're a part of my life, and I want you to know everything. Sara's eyes filled with tears. She didn't want to lose Arif. No, you can't say that. We'll fight this together. Arif gazed into her eyes and whispered, Sara, my life has been beautiful with you, but I don't want you to watch me fade away. My love will always be with you, even if I'm not. Sara, crying, replied, No, Arif. We'll go through this together. I'm with you. Arif held her hand tighter. I know, Sara, and that is my greatest joy. A week later, Arif's condition worsened. His health deteriorated further, and Sara's heart broke more with each passing day. But she remained strong for him. Sara decided to fulfill his last wish. Arif had always said he wanted to live every moment fully, and Sara was determined to make that wish come true. One day, Sara said to Arif, We need to go somewhere, Arif. Somewhere special where we can just be together. Arif's eyes lit up. Is that your idea? Sara smiled. Yes. We'll go to a beautiful place and you'll do everything that makes you happy. They decided to visit a mountainous area, a place they had once dreamed of going to together. They reached the mountains where a peaceful lake sat among the trees. The place was serene. Arif's condition had worsened, but Sara wanted to hold on to this moment forever. One day as they sat by the lake, Arif pulled Sara close and said, Sara, the most beautiful moment of my life is the one I've spent with you. I want you to be happy whether I'm here or not. Tears filled Sara's eyes, but she said, You will always be in my heart. Arif, your love is a part of me and it will live forever. Arif touched her hands with his eyes and said, I will always remember you, Sara. Every moment with you is precious. Finally, the moment arrived when Arif's breath stopped. Sara held his hand tightly and felt his love one last time. Arif's body was gone, but Sara's heart always carried his memories. She knew that his love would never leave her. She locked his memories deep in her heart, vowing to keep his love alive forever. Her journey was now lonely, but she knew Arif's love would always remain within her. And so Sara faced the toughest time of her life. But she knew that love never dies and it lives on even when the body is no more.